Oh yeah. Says it's starting. I never know really when it's starting.
You don't know when this.
I mean, it said starting. That could be it. Oh yeah. There's a lot of headroom. Hold on. Where's Greggy? There it is. Ah, that's pro, baby. That's pro. Oh man, I'm feeling it. Man, look at us. Oh yeah. Man, let me hear this real quick. I'm feeling it. Yeah, that's good. Oh, we are ready. This is it. Hell yeah, there's a new guy.
Thanks, yes, a new
That's
guy.
right. Check this out. Hey, wait a second. Dang it, I forgot what I was doing. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Where's the Button? The Tool Show. They can still hear us.
Oh, you can still hear us?
Yeah, I mean, this is a really shitty show. Low quality. I don't know where the pause button is.
It's
man.
less shittier than it was the last time.
You think?
That was pure shit.
Yeah, thank you. This is just like kind of like a dribble. It's kind of like
This is improved shit.
bam. What is up, everybody? Your image is a bit hot. That's because we are hot. Look, we got a lot of range here today in our colors. And therefore, it's difficult, and also, oh, Greg, you're a genius. Look at that, beautiful. Today on the Tool Show, we have a special guest, our friend, Mr. Greg Haberman.
Hey, glad to be here.
It's good to have you here.
Yeah.
Man, how have you been?
I've been good.
Man,
How
I
about
missed you. I missed you. It's such an honor to have you on the show.
That's what white privilege is all
I
about.
know, exactly. Isn't that funny? Oh, the white privilege jokes never get old.
It never gets
They
old.
never get
It
old.
never gets old.
That's what, I know. A lot of African Americans love them.
We do like the white privilege. Yeah.
That's true. Who wouldn't? I mean, I love it. Anyways, Kevin Lockett.
You actually
in
got the
house.
uniform with the cowboy hat.
Hell yeah, baby. You have just stepped into some weird
doggy.
alternative universe. But
I
I
know,
do
I know.
love the shirt.
Yes.
I do love the shirt. Where'd you find that?
I got this from the Third Village thrift store, 50
Village?
cents.
Wow, that
50
was a good
cents.
find.
This is
Damn.
it's a Western, my El Mariachi shirt.
You look good.
I've been very blue.
Feeling blue.
Very
It's your
red,
blue
very
period.
flowery.
You look
Really
good. You look good. I
good
would have thought
condition.
that was going to be from the fancy Goodwill downtown on Main Street.
It could have been.
Have you been down there?
No. Oh, you mean
Blue? I think it's called Blue.
Dina, yeah, my friend Dina Eunice's shop Blue.
Is it good?
Yeah.
But you're saying which shop?
Village thrift store.
Village Strip. Really quality.
Quality stuff.
Yeah.
One
They
out in
changed.
the Falls.
No, the one by Waterloo Road.
Damn. All right, what's up, everybody? Yeah, Kevin Lockett, really a highly well-regarded social media expert in Akron. I always like to remind people that he is responsible for the very first Twitter account of a business in Akron.
Yes, sir.
Lock3.
Lock3.
And then, of course, they, canned him. Because
Pretty much.
That's pretty much how, we white people like to do it.
Because I was ahead of my time.
Yes, exactly. So,
Water at your head.
yeah, then you go down to Lock3.
That
I
was
heard
later.
somebody tried to abuse you down there.
Yeah, I was at
People
the.
throwing water.
Yeah, some of the Lock 3 staff were tossing water during the LeBron event.
Oh.
And they should have been handing out water, and they were
They
just
were
tossing
tossing.
it. And I got hit in the nose.
Damn. Did you sue?
Unfortunately, my nose did not break or bleed.
Nothing goes right in the
But
world.
if it did, I'll be making money.
That's it.
Well, unfortunately, it wasn't that bad.
That's it. All right. So,
Beautiful.
So here are all our friends. It's great. Jeff Gibo, have not seen him in a long time. Image is a bit hot. Oh yeah, I read that. Yes, indeed. So, tell me what's kind of tripping your trigger in the world of social media these days?
Well, I think I already told you about so the RNC is happening this week.
RNC, I was there yesterday.
You was up there? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you go?
I did not.
Oh man, it's
I
not
got
too late.
lazy in my old age.
Yeah, I
I kind
hear
of
ya.
like sitting
I
back
hear ya,
watching it. I
man.
don't want to be part of the chaos.
Right on.
But I actually did apply for a social media gig up there.
Really?
Well, I would think they would want diversity.
Yes.
Be outreach.
You're like pro Trump. Did you have your weird? Let's make.
I didn't say all that,
Man?
but I think it was probably a good experience to do social media. But I never heard back from them.
Ah, bastards.
Yeah, so so I came up with some ideas. So I was reading about these guys who did online T-shirts with different events. So
Yeah.
I figured, well, let me start about online company.
Interesting.
So towards the bottom, this is the shirts I have for comic. If you go to BennyRivers.com, that's B-N-N-I Rivers.
Yeah.
I got Comic-Con shirts up, but towards the bottom is like the shirts I did for the RNC.
Okay, let's check them out. Let's check out some of these T-shirts here. So it must have cost thousands and thousands of dollars for you to make a T-shirt shop. Really?
It's not costing a dime.
What? How can that be? You made T-shirts and mugs. My God, man!
Because this place is called Spreadshirt.com, but you have
it's called what?
Spreadshirt.com.
Spreadshirt.
But you have Sunfrog and Zazzle and Cafe Press. Well, basically, you design whatever you want to design, mugs, T-shirts, whatever.
Yeah.
And then if someone buys it, they'll print up the shirts. They get their major cut, and then you get a cut of the profits that the shirt sells. So basically, it's really no risk. So if the shirts don't sell, I'm not out of money.
Not out of money.
Now, I will advise people, if your shirts do take off and you're making a lot of money, then I would advise you to find your own printer in your city.
Because what would you maybe save on the cost?
You might save on the cost unless you can work an agreement out with the online people.
But they might be like, damn, Daniel, you're making some money. I'll give you a higher percentage. You don't know what could happen.
Yeah, we don't know what can happen.
Yeah. So could people do this for their own business?
They could.
So you could make cool, fun T-shirts for your business.
It's a great marketing tool if you have your own business. You can print they have a situation where you can just print your own shirts. So if you just want like Sage shirts, and Greg
Sage and Greg.
You just print them out and they'll buy it and they'll mail it to you, or you just set up for your own store. You set up your own store. So
you don't even have to deal with shipping or anything like that. It goes straight through. It's like almost like drop shipping.
Yep.
And you'll make some money on a shirt.
Yeah. So I've been advertised. I did Facebook ads. I've done stuff on Twitter. I've been using hashtags, but no connections.
Really?
I think they know who I am.
They do. They're like, we can't give Kevin Lockett any kind of love.
You've been saying shit about us about Trump, and we ain't buying you crap.
So you know what I did find? I was up there yesterday. We're going to talk about AMP here in a minute, but I was up there and they're selling all the Trump T-shirts.
Yeah.
All African Americans, which I find humorous.
Yeah, I think it's like a reverse psychology type thing. It's kind of like, hey man, I'm going to get black guys. Buy from us.
Yeah. I think they're like, look, if you're going to buy a T-shirt, I don't care what the T-shirt says.
Yeah.
Just buy it from me.
Well, it's entrepreneurial.
It's entrepreneurial.
It makes a lot of sense to do it. It's just the problem is, are people willing to get past their own biases and buy these shirts from these gentlemen?
So you're saying maybe like a really good country boy would be like, oh, I don't know.
My mind is blown. This Cleveland place.
Are you tricking me? Is this really a Hillary shirt and I don't know it because I'm dumb?
Or they say, am I really giving money to Black Lives Matter buying this shirt? So I'm not saying that's going to happen, but people still got their biases. So,
right.
So hopefully those guys make some money.
Yeah.
One good thing is I saw these guys on TV. So hopefully they'll continue on with the T-shirt business and they'll be able to do some things here.
Well, you saw some like people, the people selling T-shirts up in Cleveland, on TV or whatever.
Because they were talking to the guy, he was talking about how employment is bad in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And he's just trying to be entrepreneurial with the RNC to try to make some money. So I mean, it's sad in one way because there's a lot of people out of work, a lot of people not making money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So and something that they don't really address at the convention.
Yeah. No, that's nobody likes to talk.
We don't like to talk about the poor.
Even not Republic. I mean, Democrats. Nobody wants to talk about that.
So here's a couple of guys that say, listen, we're going to take this opportunity and sell our shirts.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how they did. So for my shirts, I haven't sold any.
Yeah.
But the long-term goal is I'm just going to leave it up.
Yeah. So it doesn't hurt.
So down the line, if people buy it, fine. If not, it's a good experiment. At this stage, I want to experiment with different social media.
You're always experimenting with stuff. You're always testing this stuff. You love this space.
I love it, but I get bored. Like I was in a funk for a while, and I was just like, man, I'm bored.
Why?
That's just how I am.
Find anything interesting?
Even the stuff that I like doing, I get bored. So I always try to find something new that's kind of spurred my creativity.
Yeah.
So this spurred my creativity.
And the T-shirts are kind of it.
And I had no expectations for this at all.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, you're not out any money. You were able to have some fun, put out some creative things.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody needs to be thinking about brand at some level.
I think so.
Like even an individual. And so there's no reason why you couldn't have a Kevin Lockett T-shirt or a Greg Haberman T-shirt, a Sage Lewis T-shirt, because it helps, especially if you're looking for a job. I mean, that would be really cool for a clever person that, like a young kid out of school, make a T-shirt like maybe even like a sign. You can even do maybe one that looks like a cardboard cutout sign.
Yep.
Says, "Will work for a job."
Either that, or if you're just in school and you're running for president, you just print your own T-shirts up.
Right up.
Just right up. And people's like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Like a buddy of mine's called me. A guy I went to college with. He called me in from LA, and he's been kind of struggling out there. And he asked me like, I really want to do this fashion thing. I don't know what to do. Can you give me some social media tips?
Yeah.
I said, well, just start branding yourself on Instagram. Start doing like suit grids and things like that. Show people your style and use different hashtags. So there's always an opportunity to brand yourself in something that you love to do without spending a lot of money and spending time.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, he asked me this. You try to spend a lot of time on it. It's like, no, just spend once. Put your clothes together, take the picture, and do it once a week.
Yeah, and you can have all the pictures loaded up on your phone.
Right, and then once you do that, then you start reaching out to more people. Say, hey, why don't you go to my Instagram? I'm trying to brand myself as a fashion person.
Yeah.
Check these out.
Yeah.
Would you like to sponsor some of these things? Could I become a designer for you or be a stylist for you? So it's about. I told him it's all about content, like producing content, experimenting, and then sooner or later, hopefully, someone will connect with you.
Well, I got to tell you this quick story, and then we got to talk about this AMP because everybody is dying to know about AMP over here.
Of course they
They
are.
love it. They're like, my God, Sage, I've been waiting all these years for knowing about AMP. So I was at the RNC and I was at Public Square.
Yeah.
And there's all these like new media journalists out there.
Yeah.
And a young guy comes up to me, like college age type.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey man, can I interview you? And I'm like, yeah, sure.
Okay.
And he holds up, like he's got his cell phone, he's streaming on Periscope.
Yeah.
And he holds up into my face a hairbrush. And I at first thought, okay, is this joke? What?
Was it a mic?
He had taken his iPhone headpiece and wrapped it around the bristles of the hairbrush, and so he was able to take the microphone and he made a mic.
He made a muff.
He
made a no. Hold on.
Right. Yeah.
This little doohickey that you have on the microphone here, he made his own. To kind of buffer the sounds. Yeah.
And he was able to he made this microphone stand. And I'm like, that is so amazing. And I was watching his comments. Comments were streaming in. He had 60 people on his Periscope, and I was like, "Man, are you like a full-time Periscoper?" He's like, "No, I just started today."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "That's amazing!" Like yesterday, it was yesterday. Yeah, and I'm like, "Are you thinking about doing more?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm probably gonna come back tomorrow." And so like, we are in this era.
Well, it's come such a long way because back in 2007, I was really active and running around. Remember those old flip cams?
Yeah.
I took my flip cam. I went to the McCain-Palin rally in Canton, and I went to a few of the Obama things.
Yeah.
So going from that, when I had this flip cam that was kind of like this, to what you're telling me about what Periscope and a microphone and a brush is amazing, and that's only been about.
Can you imagine?
Within 10 years, this all changed.
Yeah. You were using a camera, and you'd have to go back and dump it.
Right. Well, I had to dump it. I had this little
cord.
USB.
You have to go back to your PC.
Yeah. Go right up to YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, even that was like cutting edge at the time. It was so far beyond.
Oh, YouTube. If I say, hey, go to YouTube. Not too many people back then were on YouTube.
Yeah. Right.
So it just shows you how fast everything is moved.
Yeah.
Within 10 years, I don't think people really understand like how fast everything's moved within this past 10 years.
I feel like a lot of people are like that deer that's just like at dusk, just kind of walking out on the street, and they're like, "What? Bam!"
Yeah,
They're like, what? Snapchat? What? I feel like that's a lot of business.
Yeah.
Speaking of fast.
Yes. What? This show, is it over yet? AMP. I'm so glad. Okay.
Thank you, Maury.
Okay, good.
AMP.
Jim says, sounds like Howard Schultz fired by Starbucks before he came back and bought the company. There you go.
Lock 3.
Lock 3. I think that's you. You could buy Lock 3, bro.
I do. Let me change my name to Howard first.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Well,
what about
Thanks, Jim.
Weren't you going to turn your name to Tiffany or something like that?
Oh, Brittany.
Brittany, and become the social media person.
Yes, if I change my name to Brittany, have blonde hair,
that would be good.
And like kind of talk like this.
Yeah,
I think I'll probably get a job.
I think you would. Okay, AMP. Have you ever heard of it?
It sounds familiar, but I don't know it.
Okay. AMP stands for what does it stand for? Accelerated Mobile Pages. Accelerated Mobile Pages. So what it means is it is actually an open source programming language,
right?
Created by Google, right? I believe they invented AMP, and the idea, of course, right? And the idea on AMP is that if you code your web pages with AMP,
right,
it will load faster on a mobile device.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So let me see if I can show you here, because I love to like do bullcrap in the middle of a show, just so when a show's going
Not
well.
just faster.
Yeah. Wait. So check this out. Okay, so here, let's go over here. Let's go to the Google News. So here, all right. So you're on Google News,
Right.
and it will say in here if something is AMP. Okay, and of course nobody's using it. It'll come up in Google News and say AMP.
Will they do it in the app, or is
I
it?
was just seeing it.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, but of course when you're doing a live show, that crap doesn't come up. Let me try another thing. Let's go over to, now it is only mobile, so you can't, no, I don't want to open it on the YouTube. So let's go to news.google. Let's see if we can see it over here. Okay, anybody see it? It could very well be that nobody is using AMP right now. I mean, that's very possible, but I wanted to show it to you. But if you're ever looking at Google News,
Right.
just keep an eye out. You'll see it. You'll see the word AMP, and when you click on the listing, I'm telling you, it goes fast.
It's like instant.
It's like instant.
Oh,
It's
wow.
like you're like, wait, how did that happen?
Yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy.
So how long has it been around?
I don't know. What do you think? A couple months? Maybe 6 months?
Sure, we'll give it 6 months.
Yeah. So,
But one of the things is that Google is trying to reward this behavior, so they're actually ranking websites that use it higher up than if
Okay.
you don't use it.
Yeah.
For your mobile.
here, we can watch a little video.
Okay.
Isn't that fun?
Let's watch a video.
I know. It's like school all
When I
again.
first started playing with the web, the great thing was that you could surf. You could go to one site, read something, find a link there, click, you're off to another site.
It was the single greatest driver of innovation that we've ever seen.
Thanks to smartphones. Everybody has internet in their pocket.
But the mobile web is really at odds with what everybody does on the web, which is surf and browse, and that should all be fast and easy, and right now it just isn't.
So this thing which should be a source of utter wonder is a source of frustration.
Waiting.
Not letting me scroll.
Now it's loaded.
People bounce. So if the page doesn't load within a couple seconds, they move on to the next page.
That is the worst possible outcome for everyone involved.
So Google, together with dozens of other publishers and technology companies, sat down to try to find a solution for this. And our solution was the AMP project.
AMP is a fantastic industry collaborative approach to make mobile web faster.
You'll see the benefits of an AMP page when you first go to one. The first thing is instant speed.
The next click is only sort of like one little scroll away.
More people will see us, more people will see our ads, more people will be able to read our content.
We love the ability to style our own pages. There's a great opportunity for us to really look like our brand, feel like our brand.
With this sort of open philosophy that it's unfettered and unrestricted and you can do pretty much anything you'd like with it.
Publishers can maintain control over their own destinies, control over their own products,
See, it says AMP.
control over
See?
their own business
Right.
model.
He's able to do it, of
The best
course.
way to
I
do
think I saw
that
that
with an
before.
engineering project is to make it an open source project.
We feel like it's really important that there's not a gatekeeper between a publisher and them reaching their audience.
The success of the AMP project is not going to be based on the leadership of one. It's going to be based on the leadership of many.
You have a problem that is common to others, you work together to find a common solution.
So it's like all of a sudden everybody jumping in and doing stuff, and then something comes out, which is great.
Something that we've needed to do for a very long time as an industry. This is the spirit of the web at its best.
Just give it a try.
All right.
Show up at
I get it. Do you get it? Okay. Yeah. Right. Another
See what
30.
it would mean for your
2 minutes of
It'll
that.
last forever.
Okay. So
that guy with the gray hair and the beard.
Yeah.
He looks like a character in a Die Hard movie.
Yeah. I'm sure he's
Like
like
Chosen.
everything.
Yeah. It's like, you know.
He's like perfect. That guy's probably a genius,
Yeah.
and everything.
Very good, Mr. McLean.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
Yeah.
Jim would like to know.
Yeah,
Good
what would Jim-
question.
Yes.
He said, so the struggle he's been having is, do you have a dual site, an AMP site and an HTML site?
You do.
So how does that work, Sage?
So here's the thing. For most people, they do say that if your site is very basic and doesn't use any custom JavaScript,
Right.
you can code AMP on one HTML page. But that, if you're using WordPress or anything like that, no, that's not you.
Okay.
So you are going to be now creating 2 websites. one that is standard HTML, that is that would probably be responsive, that would do well on mobile, and then you will have an AMP website that is coded with custom AMP HTML.
Okay.
Yes.
That sounds like bullshit.
Yes.
And a lot of work. Like you're telling everybody that they have to double their work by creating and maintaining two separate websites.
Yes.
Sounds like it's beyond the ability of most people.
Well, there are solutions. So the reason there are, I'm going to save everyone. It's good news, Greg. But the whole reason I wanted to bring this up was because this news came out. I don't know what, 5 years ago. What? Oh, you can't see it. Funny. Oh, here. Look. Okay. So yeah, July 11th. It was a week or two ago, but it's still worth it. It says online marketplace is eBay is one of the first retailers to try Google AMP, which allows mobile sites to load as fast as possible. So eBay now has embraced AMP, which in effect what they're doing is they're running two eBays. But what I can tell you is you probably can do it programmatically.
Wait a minute. Okay,
Right,
so I'm speaking from a novice point of view because I'm not a coder.
Right, sure, man.
So if I type in ebay.com, which side am I going to, the AMP site or am I going to the regular eBay site? Like how does that work for consumers or novices who don't understand this at all?
Yeah.
Like if they're using this, what is it? There's like an eBay 2? Like what is it?
Well, so what's going to happen is that this is something that Google is promoting and supporting.
Right.
And so I think, I don't know. Do you believe that it's like that you are coming to an AMP site via Google?
Do you ever plugged your phone?
No, man. It's ready to go. It'll only take me 15 minutes. So here, hold on. Wait, it's almost there. Just wait.
Erica has a question.
Oh my God, what does Erica have to say? Hi, Erica.
That's a good question. We'll get there in just a second.
Okay, now what?
Go to Safari.
Okay.
And just type in up there eBay.
eBay. Bay.
Okay.
It's like Michael Bay.
All right, so from a Google perspective here, scroll down. First of all, these stories there, those are AMP stories. So one of those.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Want to watch it? Watch.
Sure.
Bam! Did you see how fast that was?
Oh, that's fast.
Did that blow your mind?
That's fast.
Oh, dude, let's watch another one. Watch. AMP Yahoo. Bam! That's crazy fast, dude. You gotta admit.
Okay, so what's the major difference between the regular technology where it takes a while for the load and AMP? What's the special sauce that makes it jump so fast?
Okay, well, magic. It's actually magic. No. So there are special AMP code. There's special HTML-based AMP code. And so what this does is, so in another video I watched, they said there's two major problems with mobile right now. That if it takes too long to load, people leave.
Right.
And they said that like 40% of people leave after like 3 or 4 seconds.
That's true.
Okay?
I believe that.
The other problem is that people are getting sick of these annoying pop-up ads on their phone.
Right.
They suck. Like, I mean, it is a nightmare when you go to a site and there just pops up. You can't get to your article. Sometimes I'll go to a website. I can't, like, every time I scroll, a new pop-up,
Right.
new pop-up.
Yeah, it's annoying.
And it's so annoying.
Right.
So what Google is saying is they're like, look, we have a solution for both the consumer and the publisher. So, because what the consumer is doing is doing pop-up blockers, which you can just get a pop-up blocker on your phone and then you're done.
Right.
So they're like, well, look, if you'd still like to make money, what you can do is on your AMP site is you can put ads inside your content. As opposed to popping it up, you can serve it in a more mobile-friendly way. And you can still serve ads, they will still see it. And so
it's almost like how they do with the blogs, because basically the blogs you can put in, if you have a blog, you can put in where ads can pop up after a story. Or
after a story, yeah.
Yeah.
But like your AMP site would probably not your AMP site would probably not have pop-ups.
Right.
You know, it would probably be in the story. And what's going to happen also is the text is going to load first and then images later, so that people can start watching right away or reading right away.
Okay.
So it's just, they see this as a legitimate problem, which I think it is, and they've come up with this AMP solution.
I've heard that later in the year,
Yeah.
that later in the year, this is actually going to be coming to ads as well. Like that you'll be able to serve like Google AdWords using the AMP technology.
Really.
So are these companies paying for the service, or is Google giving them this?
Oh, it's free, buddy.
What?
It's free.
Free?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so Erica asked, blah, 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 I can't find it. So can't I just add a plugin to my responsive design WordPress theme?
She read our mind, Greg. She read our mind. So there are, right now, I believe, 2 major AMP WordPress plugins.
There's a few.
Are there a few?
Yeah.
Okay, good. This one, as an example, has been installed 70,000 times. It's just called AMP. I don't know if this is the Google created app.
This is the WordPress people, the people who created WordPress.
Okay.
Created this.
Interesting. So so with the plugin active, all posts on your site will have dynamically generated AMP compatible versions accessible by appending /AMP to the end of your post URL. For example, if you have you should read it, you see, and then you just add AMP. If you do not have pretty permalinks enabled, you can do the same thing by doing that. So in effect, it is creating that second page.
So if someone comes to your website on the mobile phone, and they just type it in and they go right to your website, or they follow a link, they will not get the AMP version of your website.
Interesting.
But if you go to Google and you do a search and that's how they find your website, then that link is what triggers the AMP. So they go to the AMP version of your website then.
And so do you know how you're sending this to Google? Is it through a sitemap or?
I believe that from what I've been reading, that like a plugin such as this puts a little meta tag in the header of your website saying, hey Google, we have an AMP version available here. And so then Google is just like, okay, we'll crawl that. Google will also show you in Search Console, like if there are errors with your AMP site versus your regular site.
Right.
And so that's kind of nice.
Really?
Yeah. So does AMP require a newer
phone or
browser? No.
No.
Any smartphone with a browser.
Yeah. So you should be able, pretty much anybody with a phone that can see the internet, like with pictures and stuff, should be able to benefit from AMP.
Yep.
So why come most companies and organizations just aren't jumping on this? Why don't they just say, okay, we're all doing this now? Why is it like a test? Is this like a beta version of this, or is it what's going on?
From my understanding, it is something that's kind of like evolving over time, and so people aren't quite sure. I think larger corporations might have the infrastructure to make it happen, like larger publications, like we saw Yahoo and the Washington Post and stuff like that. But smaller people, we just saw in the comments here when we first brought it up, they're like, whoa, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? This is a nightmare.
Right.
And for them, it can be a nightmare. I mean, there's a WordPress solution, there may be a Drupal solution, but if you're using some kind of customized content management solution, you might have a little bit of a problem.
And everybody that has a website, if you took everybody that has a website online right now, what percentage of them do you even think are aware of AMP?
Very little.
Less than 10%.
Oh yeah, easily.
I mean, so easily 90% of the web publishing universe is just like, what?
Right.
And I also believe
this is the way you can get ahead of the curve, though.
Oh yeah, because this is a genius way of just like, if you have WordPress, I see no downside in installing this plugin.
No.
And then Google is going to look for it. Now, the other cool thing about this is that AMP adds some code to your site so that it will serve up the right version of the site depending on the browser and that sort of thing. So it's a really interesting, unique opportunity for people. If you have WordPress, I see almost no downside. I don't know exactly what your website would look like in AMP. I haven't done it myself yet, so I can't, I don't But I would say that a small publisher might not care too much. A bigger business, like a medium-sized business, might be a little more concerned of what the visual display of the website looks like on their AMP.
There's a plugin by Yoast.
Yeah.
It's called like AMP Glue or something like that.
Yeah.
And that allows you to customize like some colors, like fonts, and arrange things a little more to your liking.
Nice. Yeah, so I believe this is kind of like beta versus VHS. I think some people that are savvy on this might be waiting because they're like, well, could there be something better? Because Facebook has a technology too that they're doing some sort of speeding device. And so, I think sometimes people are like, well, I don't want to invest, millions of dollars if you're a large company on something that I picked wrong. So, but I believe that by eBay admitting, accepting this is a big step forward for AMP.
Right.
And so, but could AMP go away? I mean, sure. Like, I mean,
why would it go away?
Well, I mean, could it become just a passing fad?
But if it makes the website goes faster, I mean, why would it even?
Well, do you remember, there was a time when we the web developers were advocating an M.dot site or even a .mobi site.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I remember that.
And that's gone, because now we're all just responsive.
Right.
So there's always this threat that you fly down this path and then, it doesn't pick up. It reminds me of podcasting in an interesting way because when podcasting first came out, every, business was like, I'm getting a podcast. And then they did it for like a month and like, nobody's listening.
Right.
But now, podcasts are so huge. They're so important.
Jim wants to know what is Microsoft working on. Is Bing going to use AMP?
Oh, dang.
They bought LinkedIn.
They did.
That's exciting.
But
I'm excited about that.
I wouldn't be surprised if they
always are.
usually say, oh, Google's doing this, and then like 6 months to a year later, they're like, oh, Bing does it too. We're just as good.
Yeah.
Come use us.
Yeah.
How is Bing doing in the lexicon of searches?
Well, Marissa Mayer could be getting canned any day now. Now, I know she's not Microsoft, but she is
She should have been hired in the first place.
And you don't think they should have hired her?
I never thought she was a good hire.
She was awesome. She made the Google web homepage look like Google. Well, you didn't like her? What's wrong with her?
I didn't buy into it.
Because
he doesn't like women.
Yes, I hate my mama.
That's true.
No, the biggest, when she took over, she was spending a lot of money, right? And I felt like
she was.
She's spending and personally, I was feeling like she's spending a lot of cash.
Yeah. It's like they overpaid for Tumblr.
They overpaid for a lot of talent, like a lot. She was just doing too much.
Yeah.
So I wasn't actually surprised when they said that.
But they needed to make big moves. They needed to do something. They needed to do. I mean, what else were they going to do? Everything was $1 billion at that point.
So they still got the bidding. Like I know you two put in a bid for Yahoo.
Yeah, I mean it could go back up. Yeah, I think it will. Like that's the irony is that they paid something like I don't know 1.5 billion for Tumblr and Yahoo's on the market for maybe 4 billion. Yeah. The whole thing. So it's a nightmare. But the reason I bring that up is because Yahoo outsourced all of their paid search to Bing. And Bing, they just can't get traction. They just can't do it. And it happens to Google too. I mean, like you look at Google Plus. It doesn't matter who you are. Sometimes your stuff sticks. Sometimes it doesn't stick. And Bing just, I don't know. Do you ever go on Bing?
No, I still go on Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves.
Oh, Lord. All right, guys.
That's it. There it is. Ask Jeeves. Long live Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves.
Give me another plug on your
BennyRivers.com. BennyRivers.com.
Because why did you name it Benny Rivers?
Back in the olden times, in the 50s and 60s, African Americans used to go to clubs, and there was a club called Benny Rivers. There was also places called the Green Turtle. There used to be the Matthews Hotel, and I saw the name Benny Rivers, and taking the hip hop mentality, as Letterman, I took the I off my chest and put it over the Y.
Bam!
And just went from Ben E with a Y to Benny with an I.
Do you know where Benny Rivers was?
I have no idea. It just sounds like a clothing. It's like
it does look good.
And also go to digitalkev.com. That's where the podcast.
What is it?
Digitalkev.com.
Kev? Digital Kev.
I've not put up a podcast in months, but there's
Come
like
on,
60,
do it, man.
There's 60 plus shows you can listen to.
He's a great podcaster. You had some big interviews.
I did.
Yeah, so that's good.
But I got bored, so I went to the t-shirt thing. But I'll go back to the podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed today's not podcast. I don't know what you call this streaming show, the Tool Show.
Thank you for coming, Kevin.
That's right. You were awesome. Thanks, dude.
Thanks for my shirt.
Oh man, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And props back to that thrift store. What's it again?
Village Thrift Store.
Go there.
Also go to Blue, downtown Akron.
Blue's good.
Ran by my friend Dina Eunice.
Right.
DinaDays.com.
Love
so
it.
check that out.
What's Neil Patan saying? Will these new technologies bung up your mobile phone quicker, or the technology is doing the opposite, shrinking the content? I think it's making your mobile phone better, ultimately, right?
Yes.
I think that's ultimately it. They're trying to make content better for your mobile device.
Unlike us.
That's right. We can't stop talking. Our intros and outros go forever. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you all next time. That was nice.
Thank you, sir.
So how did you like it? Do you think it was good?
Yeah, I couldn't add.
No, you were awesome.
I got nothing.
No, you were great. I think I gotta say, our show is usually like a 2 or 3. I think we brought it to a solid 6.5 with you.
I think at the beginning I was fantastic. Then we got the amp.
You
It's
were
like,
awesome.
oh, I'm out. I'm not a coach.